So 6 months in,
Yeah.
after you guys were open for 6 months, you announced that you were going to close Eating House,
Yes.
which was your first
baby.
Yeah. Your first baby.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
The time had come.
Yeah.
The lease was up. And the time had come. I think it had run its course in a sense of the building. We couldn't really do much more. We were like at capacity. There was only so much we could do. It was super old. The kitchen was old. Like, it's hard when people are like, oh, but the food was so good. But yeah, I understand that. But like, it frustrated me to go to work every day.
Yeah.
And see the walls and see the ceiling and see the floors. So
It's tough for your baby to be like that.
yeah, and imagine like we opened that place up with $75,000.
Yeah.
Me and my partner, we just put $37.5 on the table and said like, let's do this. And we painted it ourselves. We built the table ourselves. But this was almost 10 years ago when 10 years ago was like what, us and Pub Belly.
Yeah.
That was it. And like we were both kind of like the young operators, Edison light bulbs everywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that was it. So we tried and we did everything we could, and it I ran it. 10 years for anywhere is amazing.
Oh,
10 years in Miami on the corner of like 8th and Ponce next to a body shop and a gym is wild, dude.
It's a run.
Yeah, it's a run, man. And and we're coming back. So
I was about to say, and we can edit it out.
No, we don't have to. We'll make it here.
Oh man, I love this.
Let's make the announcement.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Hold on, I need another drink. Hold on.
Yes.
I need the breaking news drink.
Do we have breaking news music? Like sound effects? No, I just love the fact that we get like all these hits before all these shitty publications that are in Miami.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
and
dude.
I love that he's as jacked up about it as I am.
So when is this airing?
Probably at some point after everyone already knows about it.
No, I hope not.
No. So yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. We're
Let's
not on
do
a
it,
schedule,
man.
but we'll put it out.
For sure. No, whenever. It doesn't matter. This is more organic. This is what I like. This is grassroots.
Love it.
But yeah, dude, we're coming back. We just submitted plans for permits into there.
That's when things begin.
That's
They
when
get
things
real.
begin. We're going to be on Giralda. Next to Coyo Taco. We'll be about 20 steps away from Luca.
I love that move. It's the smartest move ever. It's like you literally have to walk 20 feet to get to your other restaurant.
It's going to be great. I'm very excited about that. Might have learned a little thing from you or not. But yeah, dude. Yeah, twice as big, private dining room, full bar.
Oh, that's where it's at.
Yeah. Like today we're making cocktails already at Luca. Just like planning already for like the drinks we're going to make, which are going to be really fun. I'm very involved in the cocktail making process. I really enjoy it.
Same.
Yeah, dude.
Me too.
Yeah, and I think also we know what's in the restaurant already.
Uh-huh.
So I think it makes sense for us to be involved in the cocktail program. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I think it makes a lot of sense. And like we know the food, we know what's going to go with our food. I think we know what people like to drink. You know what I mean? Like, dude, we've been eating and drinking for 30 something years. Like, I think we're pretty well versed in saying we know what people like to eat and drink. And yeah, I'm really excited, man. I'm excited to take a break from the food. I think it was kind of tough. And I think you're going through this now based on what I see is you kind of started with an image and an idea, and
Sure.
then your body changes, your taste changes,
Yes.
and your approach to cooking changes. And
Yes.
I think when even at first, like me and you, whenever we started, it's like, what do I add to this dish? And like obviously now the mentality is like, how can I refine? How can I intensify? And how can I strip away from this? And I see it in your food, and I feel you because you've been open at Aria for what, 4 years?
We turned 6 January 14th.
Okay. So, 5-6 years into Eating House, my food changed too. You know what I mean? And it was very hard, I think, for us when we opened. I was 26 years old, and we were like the fucking stoner spot, whatever.
Right.
And it was like, I just don't want to fucking cook like this anymore, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just don't want to make this food. But you also have to run a business, And it was like every cent that was made in that restaurant like happened to be because of what we did, and if it was bringing people back, that's what we had to do. And we obviously had a lot of fun. We've done hundreds upon hundreds of dishes in that restaurant, but at the end of the day, people always wanted like fucking carbonara or whatever, the Captain Crunch. And it's like, yeah, dude, I get it, man. But dude, like, I really want to be making Captain Crunch pancakes for the rest of my life? No. Am I a intelligent businessman and do I know what people want and I'm not an idiot? Yes. You know what I mean? So I'm going to do it. But like, it's also, I think the break is going to allow us to kind of strip away from the restaurant and disassociate ourselves with what Eating House was. And it's like, come back and like, maybe there'll be a couple classics, you know?
Sure.
But then like, brunch is going to stay fun, right? Like, brunch is a fun time. Like, you know,
but it always should be.
Yeah, it always should be fun. Like, you know, you're not normally making fried rice, but you make fried rice for brunch. You know what I mean? You have a good time and you do fun shit. You know what I mean? Because like, if you think about like you do a frita benedict, but then you're making fucking monkfish Wellington at night. You know what I mean? It's two opposite ends of the spectrum.
Well, it's like, so, I mean, obviously you're not a new restaurateur, but like a lot of people like younger in the game, I tell them, you know, at the beginning you need the burrata salad, right? You need the thing to get the people in to trust you.
Yep.
Something that's, you know, a crowd pleaser that, you know, everyone likes. And then right next to that, you do something that's a little more forthcoming, a little more who you are. I mean, you already had pretty much cemented an identity when you first opened and those kind of things. So, like, those things, even after a while, when you grow tired of them, people still go back for them.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
then there's other items like, you know, I wouldn't say we struggle with it at Area. I actually had this conversation with a friend a couple of days ago. It's like the menu has already taken like a form and it's taken like a structure. And I hate structure. I'm like an anti-structure person.
Yeah, of course.
And like I want to break out from that, but I hope that I'm a smart business person too. And I know what brings them back. Like I remember the day that I was sitting in a room with my partners and I'm like, I'm going to take the chicken off the menu. And they're like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm going to take it off the menu. Like, well, you know, and the same thing with the burger. Like we took the burger off the menu, still available. It's just not taking up real estate.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, you know, we sell this many. I said, we need to change. We need a hardcore change. If we want to change the dynamic of how people view us, then we need to elevate the thing. We still offer a chicken, but it's a different chicken.
Right.
You know, same product, same ideology, just delivered differently.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's not like there was no blowback from it. There was just caution and concern. Yeah. And I'm like, just
trust.
Go with the flow.
Yeah.
Trust me on this.
Yeah.
And all those, and luckily the gamble has paid off. You know, like, we're viewed a little more fine dining than I wanted to be viewed 6 years ago. We're much more elevated than we were 6 years ago. But that's because, like you said, you know, humans change, right? We're not structured like these big 50-unit restaurateurs. I mean, we own 2 or 3 spots, 4 spots, and we evolve. And we want the food to evolve with us, you know, and it's, I mean, Ariad is my baby. Like Eating House is yours, right? And it's one of those things that I wanted to see it grow. And it's tough, like, just to go back to what you mentioned, it's tough to see the space, right? Like, Ariad's planning, like, a large-scale remodel.
Wow.
My lease there is incredible. I never want to leave. I love that it's small. I love that I can control it. You know, like, it's big enough, but small enough. Yeah. That we can elevate the food and still big enough to make money off.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's, like, good both sides of the coin. So we're going to drop a huge reinvestment into it. And it's incredibly scary for me. Because I'm like the kind of person I don't like to ever be closed. I like to stay open all the time. Big community person. You know, we've gained such great traction. People like going there, et cetera, et cetera. But we need to grow. And if we want to be like, in my mind, a Michelin caliber restaurant, the restaurant needs to be that too.
For sure.
So, yeah, I mean, I totally get it. I mean, and I just like to do it one more time. Let's mention that breaking news on Pancom Podcast, Eating House is reopening on Giralda, 20 feet away from Luca.
Yeah.
And the story breaks here first on Pancom
Breaks
Podcast.
here first.
I love that.
Organically, man.
I love that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we're stoked, man. I'm so excited and just getting involved in the design process. And I think what I always wanted, like, Eating House to look like, but I could never really afford to make it look like that.
Yes.
Which is, like, so bare. And, you know, I when I was describing, like, with the architectural team and everybody in the design team, I was like, I don't want any Instagrammable moments.
Love that. You know? I love that so much.
Yeah, like,
that's so good.
Yeah, dude. No fucking like floral wallpapers. No,
but it could
no
be,
neon. You know what I mean? Like
but it could
nothing
be
hanging.
organically.
Yeah.
You don't want to get one of those signs like, feed me pasta and tell me I'm sexy or
Yes,
whatever
exactly.
the fuck.
But
Exactly.
organically Instagrammable, right? Like,
Yeah, cool.